What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Josh Kelly, also known as Knowledgeable Soul. Welcome back to another episode of the Knowledgeable Soul podcast. In case you guys didn't know, this is also on video on YouTube. Just look up Knowledgeable Soul with 2Ks, just like the podcast is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, Anchor. We're everywhere. I'm everywhere now, basically. That happened. So, yeah. So NASCAR, crazy summer. This is basically all I'm going to talk about for right now. We'll get to NFL pretty soon. We'll get to the NBA. The finals are coming up, so we'll get to that pretty soon. I'm only going to cover the finals because I've missed a lot of the playoffs, and I don't want to kind of recap and all that other stuff. So I'm just going to cover the finals. NFL, first 2, maybe 3 weeks have gone by. I don't know when you're going to watch this. I don't know when I'm going to start talking about it. But, I have to pick a team. I'm currently a free agent in terms of who I'm going to be supporting because the Patriots split up with Tom Brady. I was a package guy. Tom Brady with Tampa Bay. I don't want to be a fan of Tampa Bay. My whole family's Raiders fans, and they have a new stadium, and I like the new stadium. I might be a fan of that stadium, or maybe I might be a fan of SoFi because I love LA and I love the Chargers kind of, and I love the Rams kind of. I mean, literally Madden, every year I play with the Rams on my franchise mode, so I don't know. But yeah, so NASCAR. Bubba Wallace, mainly. Earlier this year, Bubba Wallace, in response to the Black Lives Matter protests going on all over the country, he started speaking up, and he's a black NASCAR driver, the only one at the top level, and he's just like, Black lives do matter. Somebody's got to speak about it in all platforms, and he's going to be the one in NASCAR to really take up that mantle. Everything kind of happened after Kyle Larson, the driver who was of the number 42 car at the top level, used a racial slur very jokingly while he was doing some online racing and stuff with some buddies or whatever. But it was, being broadcast to people. I guess it was through like maybe Twitch or whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's something he did. And that's something that he's currently dealing with the consequences of by not driving the number 42. But Wallace, oddly, kind of coincidentally, of the number 43, owned by Richard Petty Motorsports, has been vocal. Like I said, he and Kyle Larson have been friends. They've talked about things. They've talked about this. I'm not really gonna give my stance on it because I don't really care if he can drive at the top level. Honestly, that's not my biggest deal. He's gonna use a racial slur. That's just something that he obviously did in his free time, and that's just something that you just have to remember. Like, we all say things in our homes. We all say things, all different kinds of places that might be offensive to different marginalized groups. That's just something that comes with the language and the society that we live in America, where we're just very self-oriented. But yeah, so that's really all I got to say about Kyle Larson. But Bubba Wallace, he picked up a lot of sponsors this year. I mean, Cash App, Columbia. I know there were so many more, but DoorDash, yeah, like literally DoorDash. So much more money coming into his team, coming into him in terms of endorsements. And he was like, I'm getting a little bit of power, and he felt that power. And with everything going on, I guess Denny Hamlin, who is another driver, drives number 11 FedEx. FedEx ties back to the NFL because the owner of FedEx is also one of the part owners, I think, of Washington football team. And the Washington football team's stadium is named FedEx Field, and it's just a whole bunch like tied in together with that. And he joshed with Joe Gibbs. Joe Gibbs was the head coach of the Washington football team when they won championships, and Toyota is the manufacturer for that team, and Michael Jordan is a friend with Denny Hamlin. So all these things just coming together real nicely, and Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan have decided to buy the charter from Germain Racing, which basically guarantees that their car will be in every race next year. Like, there's no getting over it. I mean, this car's just going to be there. And that also means that they needed a driver. And who better to pick than having the first super big, outside of NASCAR person since, I want to say it was Terrell Owens, maybe it was Ocho Cinco. One of them back in the day, it was the NFL wide receivers, tried to own a NASCAR team, didn't work out for them. But Michael Jordan, who already was a part owner of the Charlotte Hornets, might as well be an owner of a NASCAR team that's going to be based in Charlotte. So I personally would love for Bubba Wallace to drive the number 23 next year. That would be great. There hasn't been a number 23 on the track in a few years. And Michael Jordan's team is going to be Jordan brand fire suits, just like Denny Hamlin has. It's going to be Toyota. It's going to get TRD backing. This is going to be great. I think Bubba Wallace made the smartest move. I think Michael Jordan made a very smart move. I think Denny Hamlin made a very smart move. Denny Hamlin setting himself up for post-NASCAR success. But, now, one thing that a lot of people always ask me when I start talking about NASCAR is like, how did you, a black man, become a NASCAR fan? Like, that's not something that's common. So I'm going to give you a little bit of my origin story of NASCAR, and then, you guys can join the ranks. So basically, the first time I learned about NASCAR, I was in elementary school. And I think it was either the career day or like a sports day, something. I just remember there was an assembly in the gym with all the elementary schoolers, and we had a NASCAR driver come in and talk. And I'm pretty sure, like 99% sure, it was Dale Jarrett, who is from my hometown, lives a couple of miles away from me, because in Hickory, everybody lives a couple of miles away from everybody. It's only like it's like a 3-mile town. But yeah, so Dale Jarrett came in. He gave his little presentation about NASCAR, and I remember walking back to the classroom, and one of my classmates named Morgan, don't remember her last name, she basically was like, I'm a Jeff Gordon fan, talk about NASCAR, her fandom or whatever. And me being the competitive person I am, the childish person I am, I was like, you know what? Since she knows so much about NASCAR, I've got to know more. I've got to, get me a driver. I got to get into this, got to go hard, whatever. So there's that following Sunday, maybe, I don't know. I started watching NASCAR. I saw that Dale Jarrett was not doing great. This was near the end of his career. And so I was like, well, if he's going to retire soon, let me go ahead and get another driver on tap, because why not, So that's whenever I picked Jimmie Johnson to be my driver. 2006 sounds like it would have been my 3rd grade going into 4th grade year. Okay, so pretty sure I was already watching NASCAR maybe 2nd grade. So by this time I'm like, okay, Jimmie Johnson, I don't think he had won a championship yet, but I was a fan. I love Lowe's Home Improvement. The color's blue, looks like a house. I always wanted a blue house. Thanks, Mom, for painting the house blue that one year. Pretty great. Everything about me, I just love blue. And it was Lowe's, and I was like, man, this guy's cool. His name started with a J. Everything. Number 48 in that neon yellow. It was a neon yellow kick where everybody was trying to wear neon. I was like, yo, this is my driver. So Jimmie Johnson was my driver. I thoroughly enjoyed watching every single race that he was in. And then Dale Jarrett happened to retire. And I was like, cool. Somewhere in between there, a family friend from the church took me to my first NASCAR race, because he was also in a NASCAR. He liked the more grassroots version at the local short tracks, which is what Hickory Motor Speedway now is. He liked the truck series that had been pretty new. 2007, 2008 was kind of still new. So he was into NASCAR too. And it was great. Went to my first race. Saw all the names of the past track champions at Hickory Motor Speedway, and the past winners of Hickory Motor Speedway races, and all the legendary names that I had been hearing on the broadcast, things like that. And I was like, wow, they all were here in this racetrack racing and doing their thing. It just kind of hooked me in more. And then I got a little bit older. I want to say maybe 2006, 2007. I don't know. I think this was a quick rise, but I think around that time, my mom took me to my first NASCAR race. It was great. It was amazing. Coca-Cola 600. If you have not been, it's the longest race. Do not wear Timberland boots. Do not wear jeans. Have ear protection. If you're going to sit close, you might want to even bring in like some little glasses, some sunglasses, some eye protection. It is great. It is one of the, I think to me, Charlotte races are the second best races in NASCAR, only behind Talladega. And then Bristol is right behind that. But those are my top 3 tracks. Never been to Talladega for a race, but I think that I would thoroughly enjoy that. I really do think I'd thoroughly enjoy that. I have been to Talladega once, driving back from Birmingham for a fraternity convention, and went to the racetrack, and that was really a highlight of that trip, kind of, because, yeah. But yeah, so, you know, it was just one of those things where, like, I really just enjoyed it as a kid, and then I got to, like, middle school. NASCAR was not the cool thing to watch. I was trying to still, you know, fit in with all the black kids, whatever. So, you know, I just kind of dropped it. I wasn't really into NASCAR super hard throughout the late middle school and through high school. Got to college, you know, it was like I'm a NASCAR fan, but I'm not really big into it. Like, I don't still watch it a lot. But the more I was in college, the more I got back into it. And then 2019, I went to both Charlotte races, and it was great. You know, being able to go as an adult and everything like that, and really just get to relive some of those experiences. It was really a great experience. And I welcome anyone to the sport of NASCAR. I mean, I'm down for any NASCAR conversations, anything related to NASCAR. I love that sport probably more than any other sport when it comes to being a fan. And so I'm just glad that we got NASCAR back. We got all the sports back. I'll be talking about sports periodically coming up soon. Is there anything else I want to really talk about right now today? I don't think so. So thank you guys for listening or watching to this podcast, the Knowledgeable Soul Podcast. We are back. I've got many things on this docket here, not over here on the side. This docket has a lot of stuff on it that I'm going to start getting into pretty soon. And so stick around. I mean, we're gonna keep chugging along strong with this. You know, had to go take a little break and get some improvements done for this podcast, and they have been done. You guys definitely go visit the website, Knowledgeable, just like the way it's spelled in the name of this podcast.com. I own my own domain, so if somebody wants it, they got to buy it from me. I am in school. Pretty sure I told you I was going to be going back to school, so I am in school. You know, I'll be talking about that. Yeah, stick around. Can't wait to hear from you guys. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Rate this thing 5 stars on Apple. Favorite it on your Spotify. I don't know what else you can do, but share it widely, broadly. Find out a lot about me. All right. Thank you.